I just bought this turbo Honda Civic for only $2,400. According to the previous owner, it has a built D16 Z6, a precision turbo, forged internals, and supposedly made around 355 horsepower on 20 pounds of boost. That sounds like an incredible deal, but here's the problem. It barely runs. So in today's video, we're gonna walk around the car, look at what's done to it, figure out what's wrong, and answer one question. Did I buy an awesome project or did I just waste $2,400? Let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you don't know me, my name's Jacob, and we're always working on some type of car or another project in the shop. The Civic behind me is something I just picked up a couple weeks ago, and I figured I'd do a walk around and see if we can't figure out what's wrong with it and get it going and maybe have some fun. Let's start with the outside here. So as you can see, it's on some wheels. Tires are kind of bald. Debating on switching the wheels and tires from this car, since this car has more of a track style tire on it, a stickier tire. But nonetheless, it also does not have coilovers, which is kind of surprising because I figured all Honda Civics at this point have coilovers. It has aftermarket traction bars. Supposedly has some 500 horsepower insane shaft axles. I have not been under there to verify that. The paint overall is in pretty rough shape. A lot of this is just dirt, but it's very orange peely, as you can see here. He gave me the bumper. It's black, matches the fender. Sunroof, windows, all work. Again, the paint's just a little rough. You can see there's a spot down there. Next, in the interior, excuse my junk, I've been trying to diagnose what the issue is. It was having a fueling problem or a cutting problem, as the previous owner described, which is why I got it for the price that I did. Has Integra seats in it, which look pretty minty. Overall, the interior is pretty clean. We got boost gauge, oil pressure, and AFR. I have my other AFR gauge that I bought whenever I was putting in the turbo my last Civic, because this one doesn't have a sensor and some of the wires are cut up in the engine bay, so I just plugged mine in temporarily to get a good reading. It's just a chipped P28 down there. No Honda, nothing special. Supposedly it was dyno tuned. Can't verify that. I don't have a dyno graph that came with the car, so that's why I said supposedly makes 350 horsepower at 20 pounds. If it does actually make 20 pounds of boost, then I think that's not unrealistic that it makes 350. The worst part about the interior is probably this door panel. It's loose. It was missing a speaker. I just had that one laying around. I just screwed it in. Radio works, so that's cool. Now let's get to the goods. Okay, so I'm kind of just gonna read off from the listing, honestly, of what parts and stuff like that it has. So like I said, again, I don't have paperwork on this, but it supposedly has Speed Factory, no notch rods, King race bearings, ARP head studs, SuperTech valve springs and retainers, and a Speed Factory Street Savage cam. So that's the breakdown of the motor build. As you can see, it does have an AEM fuel rail, fuel pressure regulator. It has South Bay 1000cc injectors. Don't know what kind of fuel pump, but obviously an upgraded fuel pump. Now the turbo is a Precision 5431 T3 turbo, 1320 performance turbo manifold, and tile wastegate and blow-off valve. Has a Mishimoto 4-inch intercooler and a GoWorks intercooler kit with a full 3-inch exhaust, which is up under my workbench over there. Right now it's just dumped right there, along with the wastegate dump. It has a competition stage 4 rigid clutch and skunk 2 intake manifold and throttle body, along with a Mishimoto radiator. That's everything. A couple of odds and ends. I mean, there's a catch can that's already been tapped into the valve cover, so that's pretty nice. But like I said, when I bought it, it was not running right at all. It was cutting. It wouldn't let you give it throttle. You could start it and it would just immediately die and fall on its face. Found that the TPS sensor was actually, the plug was broken off inside of it. So I replaced that, $14 part. Ran better, it would idle now. So I think that was part of the issue, but it was still dumping a ton of fuel. So here is the old TPS sensor. As you can see, the plug was broken off and it was actually inside the plug. And they just had this into the manifold or into the throttle body and just had the plug zip tied around the back like this. But whenever we tested the resistance between it as we were rotating or twisting the throttle, there was a dead spot around a quarter throttle. It would just jump from like 4 to 0 and then back to 3. So we have our new TPS. We're gonna go ahead and toss that in right there. It's just a Allen on the top and the bottom with a gasket in between. We'll plug it in and I'll jump back once I have the multimeter on it and we'll see how it looks. All right, here's the new one from Amazon. Got it $14. Came with new hardware and washers, gasket, and the sensor. So we're gonna get this screwed in, plugged in, and then we'll test it out and see, make sure this one's working good. And if it is, then we'll crank it and see how the car runs. It just popped a check engine light, which I'm assuming is going to be for TPS. As soon as I hit throttle. I actually unplugged the ECT sensor right there, so the engine coolant temperature, right? And I think there might have been some oil or some gunk in it, and maybe that helped clear it up. I also was probing these wires, so if you look here for the map sensor, this is the one on the far left. That's your 5-volt reference. Center is ground, and then over here is your signal wire. Well, there was an Omni Power 4-bar on it, and I was only getting 0.6 volts here with the key on, engine off, and that was just way too low. After doing some further research, found out that the Speed Factory 4-bar, it has the same corrections and parameters as far as tuning wise, so you can swap it in and it should be good to go. I already had that one on the shelf, so why not try it? That one, engine off, key on, gave me to the signal wire 1.18 to 1.2 volts, and that's right in spec from what I looked up. Now it idles, it's revving clean. We're gonna change the oil in this because, like I said, it was flooding really bad. The engine oil is actually over full and smells completely like gas. Spark plugs, you would run it for, I don't know, 2 minutes, turn it off, pull out the spark plugs, and they would all be dripping wet with fuel. So I think now, after changing that map sensor and TPS, we might be good to go. So let's go to a time lapse, change the oil, and pull this thing out and see if it runs.
Your energy, yeah, you switch things up. Now you seem brand new to me. But was that even for? Was you playing your games? Was you really bored? No, I really should've known. tight.
All right, so I know the lighting may have been bad on the last clip, and I don't know if you'll be able to tell now, but there's a lot of glitter in that oil. So unfortunately, I think I'm about to pull off the valve cover here, and we're gonna see how the cam looks. But I think this motor's gonna have to come out. So luckily for us, I never posted the video of it, but over there, right there, there is another built D16 that me and Cam put together 3 years ago for the last car, and that one might be going in here. So although this one is running good, the oil pressure gauge, I was hoping it was wrong, but it looks like that was right, because it was only getting about, it was 0 and then it would go to 6 pounds of oil pressure. But I, never know if the gauge is right or the sensor's malfunctioning. So unfortunately, I think that sensor was right, and we're gonna pull the valve cover off, see the condition of the cam. If the cam is good, then we'll clean it, toss it in the other motor, and swap this motor out. But that might be it for this video. Well, guys, I wanted to get some good rips in the car, probably as much as you wanted me to. To be honest, I haven't even driven it. I've only been it around the yard, and I was really excited to take it out. But I think this is gonna cut us off short on this video. But make sure to stay tuned, because the next video, we're gonna be pulling that motor out, putting the new one in, and we're taking it out on the road. Hope you guys enjoyed, and are you ready for this new project? Do you think this is worth $2,400? Let me know down in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one.
Remember,
Peace.
you don't get it twice. The time of your life.